Welcome to our morning take. My name is Frank Johnson.
And I'm Nick Seaman.
And our goal here is to describe for you the movie that is going on in our head when we read the Bible. At least that's the way the normal podcast goes. But for the yesterday and today and probably tomorrow, Jesus said, I am the same, right? Yesterday, yeah. And the podcast is going to probably be the same
and forever.
Not forever, though. Today is Tuesday. It's August the something. I think it's the 15th. August the 15th. It's episode 157. Yep. How about that? I did all that from memory because those notes are in another place. Anyway, we were talking about the Dream Center. We were talking about some ups and downs at the Dream Center, and you said you ran them all off. I don't really believe you ran them off. But there is a funny story there. There was a picture. Nick, you got to imagine this, where the stage is. There was a baptism up there. Okay, it's a Foursquare church, and they have a baptistry back there. And you know a little bit about Foursquare, right?
Yeah.
Pretty Pentecostal people. I love them.
Yeah.
And so there's a picture of Jesus. Mm-hmm. Was it him in the garden or something like Jesus praying?
No, it was actually a stained glass kind of window.
But it had Jesus in it.
And it was, of Jesus. And we just basically covered that whole wall up.
Yeah, because he didn't want that. Wasn't part of the thing. And he literally...
Looked a little Eastern Orthodox there.
He literally had people that quit coming because he covered Jesus up. Yeah. Oh, and there was a little switch. Oh,
Jesus had left the building.
I had forgot about Logan, I forgot about the light switch. See, there was a little light switch. You put the light switch on, and it would light up. Jesus would light up. I am the light.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Why do you look so sheepish about all this? Come on, we can laugh about it now.
It's funny now.
It wasn't that funny then, though, was it?
Well, not when, people are like leaving letters under your door as they're on the way out the door to another church.
Yeah. Because you covered Jesus up.
Yeah.
I could have seen it with the baptism, but you didn't really cover that up. It just kind of close it off, but we could open it up and have baptisms.
Yeah, we had it where we can open it up and have baptisms, but we blacked it all out so that everything would be black behind the stage. Yeah. Just for the look.
Mm-hmm. So that was part of it. And then came the glory years. We had some glory years at the Dream Center where this guy named Shane, help me out, Shane Facemeyer. Pastor Shane, he had a church in Shelby, a Foursquare church. Can't even remember what it's called now. I'm seeing Marty because Marty had the name of the church behind him. Had something, Heart Song.
Yeah,
it was Heart Song, and he had. You just had to know this guy. That's another whole story. Marty would have a great podcast. Have you ever seen? I wonder if he's even doing anything anymore. He had a great sense of humor. Marty came and the Facemeyers and they brought some phenomenal musicians. You thought I was doing something on the guitar. They had this guy named Tony Davis, which is with. He's with another band now. I can't even think of the name of their band now. Should have wrote all this stuff down.
Kairos?
Kairos. Yeah, Kairos.
If he's still with them.
Yeah, it's a Greek word which means time or chronology or something like that. Kairos.
Yeah, but it's like hardcore screamo.
Yes, it is.
Like hardcore.
Yes, it is.
But in Greek?
But in Greek, yeah. Yeah, they spoke in Greek. Anyway, Tony came, and then we had another phenomenal drummer that could help Abe out. Pastor Shane played bass. We had a guy named TJ playing the keys, and no offense to you, but I mean he could outplay a little bit on the keyboard. Yeah. And so really we actually became like a worship team, and singers. Oh my goodness, with Melanie Picklesheimer and Ms. Facemeyer, what's her name? Amy Facemeyer with Amy. We had a great and attendance grew again, and the church was like, doing its thing, and then like always, somebody leaves.
Yeah. And usually, those who do church, when somebody leaves, they usually take a handful of people with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but
unfortunately.
But he didn't go anywhere or do anything. He just quit.
Yeah.
But it kind of allowed people that were maybe on the fence to just drop out, which I thought is always a shame. And Abraham and I, that's when Abe and I started becoming closer because we were invited to do something at Restoring Hope then, back when Cameron had just taken over. And I think Cameron was the pastor there because I don't remember ever playing there when Fred was there, Pastor Morris.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. He is passed now, right?
Yes. Yeah, like 2.
There for a second, I thought, man, if he's still alive, I'm really in trouble.
No,
I thought he did pass away.
I think it was either 2 or 3 years ago this past
good.
March.
That just makes me feel like I said the right thing. Okay, good.
Yeah. It was March of 2020, so it was 3 years.
And I know he was very, very close to you, Pastor Fred.
Yes.
Tell the folks out there what Pastor Fred, his nickname for you when you were his youth pastor there at Restoring Hope. You were called the Word. You don't remember being called the Word?
No. I don't.
He used to go in and he would find Tim in his office, and Tim would be like laying out.
No. That was my couch.
The couch's name was the Word.
I named that. I named the couch.
I knew there was a story like this.
Okay. So I had a couch back in the youth room, and so I called it the Word. So that way, if I wanted to take a nap or something, and people would call and they'd be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'd be like, "Oh, I'm just in the Word, just in the Word."
I'm in the Word.
I'm resting on the Word of
I'm
God.
on the Word.
Yeah,
I'm with the Word.
I spent a real good time.
I lost my keys in the Word.
I am the Word.
I spent a really good time in the Word this morning, and it was good stuff.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, darn, I messed that whole thing up. I'm glad that you cleared that up for me. Anyway, that's the kind of pastor we had. We had the coolest pastor in Gaston County. Actually, it was in Cleveland County there, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, what a good time. We had a really good time. And then God called me to preach while we were there. And that's all. You were very instrumental with all that. I had started a little Bible study at my house. And a pastor started coming to the Bible study, which I didn't really think he would come. It's like a Monday night, and he has plenty of other things to do. By the way, Monday was your day off. I mean, and everybody, and trust me, I know you take a lot of flack sometime about that, about actually having a day off. But I get that. I mean, we all do it in the ministry. You got to have some time that you just sort of set aside to yourself. But you would come. You would come on Monday nights, and you would listen. And I remember one day you just remarked, you had no idea that I knew this much about the Bible. I was like, well, I know. I was surprised you did it. I not only can play guitar, but I actually know quite a bit about the Word too. And but I had a lot of crazy ideas though, and I believe that's why God had not allowed me to pastor, and why I'd spent 40 years out there. I had a lot of crazy ideas. I had crazy ideas like God couldn't know something until we actually did something, because otherwise, we would just be puppets on a string.
Yeah.
We've talked about that a little bit at the podcast too, but now we understand God's sovereignty is still His sovereignty, and and that's another whole subject. But anyway, we were doing that, and you had asked me to preach them for you while you took a little hiatus, and I did that for 4 weeks, and it was just like it had been 40 years since I had preached the Word, but I felt like it had just been like yesterday, and I knew, man, this is really what God's called me to do. It's really this is really my talent, not playing, and I need to disciple people, because I'm so concerned, Pastor, and I know you probably are too. I'm so concerned that people think they're saved because of something that someone's told them, or they preached this, or they've read it, and they're just not. They're going to be one of those Matthew chapter 7 where they just go, man, I really thought I was on the right track. And because, Tim, to be honest, that's where I was for those 40 years. That's where I was. I live in any old way I wanted to live. Smoke pot, drank till I was passed out. Didn't matter. If you'd asked me, are you a Christian? Are you going to heaven? Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Just dismiss the whole fact that Paul says that drunkards don't go to the kingdom of heaven. Liars don't go. Fornicators don't go. I've been married 4 times. Okay. What's God think about all that? What's all this adultery that you got going on here? Adulterers do not go to the kingdom of heaven. What are you doing?
Yeah. There's a lot of people with head knowledge of God. Mm-hmm. No heart.
And so you really helped me see a lot of that, and you and the Holy Spirit and Abe and many other people that were instrumental, Daryl especially too, Daryl Carlisle. And, you changed a lot of lives there. And so like I said, though, at some point I decided that I was going to leave and start a little mission church in Gastonia. I felt like that's what God wanted me to do. And we talked about this at lunch the other day. And I didn't really know how you really felt about it, I guess, because I thought you felt one way. And you felt maybe an altogether different way.
Yeah.
Come back tomorrow. Tim will tell you what he thinks.
There you go.
If he's not busy with the Word.
If we can get him out of the Word.